Good morning. I have my coffee. I woke up. What the fuck even is happening outside? I just want to catch you guys up with everything about me these last couple of months. I slept last night like uninterrupted for like 7-8 hours. Woke up without an alarm. And these last couple days have been like that, but I can't remember the last time I've had quality sleep for months. I've been like waking up in the middle of the night, having trouble falling back to sleep. I've been feeling so anxious, it's been uncomfortable to sleep. I've woken up and immediately felt anxiety. It's been these last few months, in terms of like just sleep quality alone, have been so terrible for me. I don't want to really touch on specific details or specific situations. I just more so want to share my side of things and how I felt for these last few months, and why I've been so my behavior has been so off when it comes to my content online, when it comes to even just being present with you on any of my platforms. And it's crazy because this feeling and this uncomfortability has been happening for so long. It's been like months that I don't even know where to start with this conversation. But to put it simply, I felt incredibly uncomfortable and unsafe, unhappy in the place that I lived in prior to this place. And it might be hard to tell, but I've moved and I live somewhere else. And it's been, never in my life has my home brought anxiety to me, and has my living space, which should be a haven, made me feel unsettled and anxious, and it starts with like the feelings of anxiety and the feelings of being anxious and uncomfortable in like my own space started off mild, but especially as it prolongs and it carries on through like this long period of time, I almost became like paralyzed by my anxiety. I don't know how else to put it. For the longest time, like I've been open about the fact that I've struggled with anxiety before. I've always had this thing that I like to call sort of like functional anxiety. Like I could appear completely normal in public and in spaces and around other people, but I could be incredibly unwell inside, and or like I could have this stagnant feeling of anxiety but still get about doing the things that I love, and doing the things that I want to do, and doing the things that make me feel better. I've only had like periods of times and little moments where my anxiety has almost paralyzed me, and those were when I had like anxiety attacks, and in those moments I couldn't get anything done that I wanted to do. But this feeling of anxiety, that this is the first time ever like that I've sort of felt like this. I felt stuck. Like I felt paralyzed by the way that I felt, by my thoughts that would manifest into like feelings and physical reactions. I felt like I couldn't do anything that I normally could do. And I remember like hearing and reading about things where people talked about how sometimes you can desperately want to do something but not bring yourself to do it, and that's how I felt for months. Sometimes fell back and started to question what I was doing online, and if it was worth it, if it was worth feeling the way that I feel right now. And that's where that feeling also damaged my work and what I do for a living and what I'm so like lucky to have. There was this point in time in the middle of all of this where I really started to question like what I'm doing, and really started to come to the conclusion that I don't think that I want to do this anymore. Like I just wanted to move, go back home, and cut all of this out. And it wasn't until and when all of those feelings derive from your home, it's sort of hard to escape them. Like the minute I would lay in bed, it's almost like my room would bring me anxiety. It's almost like walking through my front door would make me feel so shitty. And I want you guys to not be left in the dark about the way that I was feeling for the last few months, because I feel like it was so uncharacteristic of me, especially on here and anywhere else. I've loved what I do so much that I had never felt happiness like that until I had started doing everything that I do online. It really felt like it was something that was meant for me, and I got put in a position where I got put in a position where I got put in a position where I felt so uncomfortable that I was ready to throw away everything. I was ready to throw away everything that I've dreamt of, like, since I was like 15, 14 years old. And it just took talking to some people that I love, weighing my options, and moving to solve the way that I felt. And in the very beginning, it was almost intentional to not post. Like, I wanted to take that step back. I thought it would help my situation. But then after a while, like, that anxiety just fostering, and like that anxiety was just like paralyzing me, to say the least. Like, I did not want to do anything. I did not want to do the things that I loved, and that's honestly an incredibly crappy feeling, to know that you love something so much and to not bring yourself to do those things. But I have officially moved, and literally my first night here, I got the best sleep I've gotten in months. I'm like tenfold happier, and I just wanted to hop on here to let you guys know that I almost gave up completely. Like, to be honest, like, I almost thought none of this was worth it, but I have found a way to do what I love every single day of my life. Like, my life is my job, and I think that's I'm so lucky, to say the least. I also thought this would be a really nice story to share with you guys, because I felt so incredibly, like, that kind of anxiety that I felt was even new to me. So I think maybe sharing that story and letting you guys know that despite what causes it, feeling that way, like, in that moment, felt like it was uncurable. I felt like that was it. Like, I'm always gonna feel that way, and my only solution was sort of to run away from, like, everything. Like, I'm okay now, and I obviously, like, feel like it's going to take some time to, like, it's not like a switch. Like, this new place didn't just solve all my problems, but it relieves some of my stress for sure, and that comes in forms of, like, getting solid sleep every night. And, like, another thing is, like, not sleeping well, not eating well, because of this anxiety, like, caused me to basically lose weight again. Because that's my, like, if I feel anxious, I undereat. Caused me to lose weight again, which is so disheartening. This lack of sleep, or, like, unstable, or what is it called, having a terrible sleep cycle, like, and an inconsistent one, caused, like, with plus the lack of food, or, like, under eating, made my gym sessions so terrible. Another thing was, like, despite, like, when I say that I was struggling to do the things that I love, like, I was struggling to go to the gym. Like, I almost did not want to go to the gym every single day, and I was forcing myself to go, because that was one of the only things that I could bring myself to do. But I don't know if I've ever felt the way that I felt about the gym in that period of time, like, hating going to the gym, dreading stepping into the gym, which has been my, like, sanctuary for years. Like, has been the only thing, if anything, to pull me out of situations that were really dark or really, like, mentally tolling. So it was crazy to lose that as well. Like, I almost felt like I had no comfort anywhere, if that makes sense. Like, there was nothing in my life in those few months that was making me feel comforted, and was making me feel safe, and was making me feel relieved, was making me feel secure. Like, it was an awful few months, but it wasn't the end of anything, it wasn't the end of anything, and I'm really happy to say that. Like, even though I was close, but I'm here in this new place. I feel safe, I feel secure, I feel happy, and I think that's all I needed. It feels like when I first started with everything, and I miss that feeling so much because it was robbed of me so shortly, like after moving. And I'm just happy to fill you guys in. I'm happy to fill you in and keep going. I also have another update. I'm powerlifting now. It is officially another day. Why I left you, I can't remember, but we're back. I told you guys I'm powerlifting, but I wanna show you. I wanna show you what I meant to show you last time. I'm sort of happy that I had to end the video there because I was getting like so emotional talking about it, but I wanted to take a step back from that. Like, I didn't want to really be emotional. I just got really emotional when I started talking about the subject, but I'm happy it's a new day. I don't identify with her anymore. And let me show you what I want to show you. Please look at what I purchased finally. I bought these bad boys so I could power lift, but I'm not powerlifting. I was being exaggerative. I'm gonna be power building. So I've always trained for aesthetics. I've always trained for just health in general and to look good and feel good. And I've always had goals of looking a certain way. I don't know, like there was just different goals in mind, and I never trained for strength. I was always high rep, high volume, high intensity, and I never really like pulled heavy weight just because I don't have to for the goals that I had. But you know, you see comments. I'm not affected by the comments, but I am petty. So I see comments. I'm not petty, but I'm petty in this regard. I see comments all the time that will be like, she can't even bench 135. She can't even deadlift X, Y, and Z. And it's like true, but I know I could if I wanted to. So I bought these. And I'm ready. I literally bought them such a long time ago and I didn't touch them because I just wanted to use them for the first time with you guys. And I've just been training without them. I have been sort of power building, but not gonna really start until I bring this to you guys. We just go on that journey together. So the way I'm going to start powerlifting is a lot of my routine's gonna stay the same. So all of those accessory movements, those mid-range movements, those isolation movements, those things that aren't major compound movements, I'm gonna keep at high rep ranges. I'm gonna train them the exact same way I've been training them right now. But for a lot of the big lifts, I'm gonna power lift for those certain lifts. So you're gonna see a lot of low rep ranges, a lot of building up the weight but keeping the reps the same just so I can end up sort of maxing at that low rep range, and gonna work on my strength for those. So the reason I'm opting for power building instead of powerlifting is because I still really enjoy bodybuilding. What made me love lifting in general was high intensity lifts, aesthetics, just getting in there and feeling like my muscles are on fire. So I don't want to lose that, but I'm going to be starting my lifts with major movements and keeping them at low rep ranges, building up strength, every now and then testing my 1 rep max, 2 rep max, things I don't do often at all. But it's going to be exciting because it's going to be a new journey for me, and I want to see that where I can take it because I feel like I'm strong. Even though right now I'm not really that strong, but I feel like I'm strong. Today I have shoulders and abs, so these would be sort of useless, but I'm taking them anyway, and I'm just gonna see what I can do for rows. I just realized I don't even know how to use these. But yeah, I'm gonna take them to the gym and just show you guys. I'm just gonna take them with me to the gym and I'm just gonna dumbbell row. I'm very curious because I can do 35s and 40s like relatively easily, but I can tell my forearm is failing, so I wonder.
Give every morning a fresh start with a Jimmy Dean Delights breakfast. They're chock full of protein and ingredients you want. From wraps, to bowls, to sandwiches. You'll never have the same old again. We're delighted and hope you can try. Today, we're going to solve the enigma opposite direction to create a right hand and a left-handed version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these up and I'm going to take the body and feed it through the loop from the inside out, just like so.
Wait, what?
And then I'm going to do the same
Wait, what am I doing? So a lot of things sort of still need organizing, but check the cabinet, that is completely finished. Yep. Essentials get placed in order first. And that's just the rule of life. I knew exactly what was the most important to me, and I literally, as I was unpacking, that was one of the first things that I was like, that's going here.